I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right. It's 1:01 a.m. It's 1:01 a.m. And I saw Anton Daniels talking about this, but let me go ahead and do this disclaimer. I'm gonna do a live stream later today, maybe later this morning or in the afternoon, or should say tonight in the night, because I'm going to drag this black MAGA idiot from Chicago by the name of AJ Ain't Seen Red. Let me tell you some, AJ. I suggest, nigga, you take my name out of your mouth. I suggest you take my name out your mouth. For real. This is a political channel. And let me say this to also to old boy soul provider. This is not a fuckery channel. This is a political channel. I want you to understand this. This is a political channel. Always have been a political channel. The problem is you niggas come over here with your bullshit and I have to deal with you. Okay? So I hope you understand that. Keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out of your goddamn channel. Keep my name out your funky ass community tab. Because I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with AJ. I'm not playing with Sexy Red. I'm not playing with Don. I'm not playing with neither one of y'all. Get the fuck off. Take my name out your goddamn mouth. Now, anyway, back to the point. Right? Mo Rick Duck said, I'm having a panel with Chicago Flips Red soon. I would love for you to come on the panel, roundtable discussion. Okay, and for what? Because the only thing I'll bring up is, okay, how can y'all be mad about uh Hispanic immigrants when Donald Trump is sending in white South Africans, the Boers in? I'm gonna talk about, okay, well, you know, it's like that video I put out though the other day, Mo, when I said though that where I said that the how can y'all talk about Chicago and Chicago by looking at the numbers and looking at the averages? Omaha, Nebraska, which is a white Republican city, uh, and they just elected their own first Democrat mayor, but that's on he only being elected like yesterday. So you got a white woman who ran Omaha, Nebraska for at least 12 years at least, and the crime rate Omaha is higher than Chicago. That's how though I don't know what you want me to ask. No, I could add on, but okay. Anyway, let's keep it moving because I'll talk about it with you then, Mo. At least Mo, at least on that respect, Mo, I respect that. Even though you are a Trump supporter, I respect that. Unlike that idiot AJ ain't seen red. But anyway, let's keep it moving though. But I'm here for something else. Now I put the disclaimer, section 107, for the fair use, for the Copyright Act of 1976, right? And I'm doing this because there's something that was said by Joy Taylor. Now anybody who knows Joy Taylor, if you know anything about the sports industry, the sports media industry, like Stephen A. Smith, that no good idiot by name of Jason Whitlock, or even the guy who I gotta shake my head at, Shannon Sharp. She is known to be in that same arena with Stephen A. Smith, Jason Whitlock, and Shannon Sharp, and she go by the name of Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor, not too long ago, Joy Taylor was involved of a sex scandal. Not too long ago, I want to say about 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago or so. It was very recent, so I can't really pinpoint the exact time, but it was less than a year. It was less than a year. So anyway, let's keep it moving. And this is who I'm referring to, because on her, if you check the links of the description box, right, this is who I'm referring to. And let me put the and let me say some more Rick Delp, because I'm gonna go ahead and say what I got to say to him first before I continue to Mo Reek. Okay, all right then. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'll show up then, Mo. I'll show up then, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna send you an email real soon. Okay, Mo Reek. All right, I appreciate it. Anyway, now though we got that out the way, and let me go ahead and talk about this though, because we need to talk about male loneliness, and how male loneliness, the loneliness within men, is a problem in society. Male loneliness goes across racial, economic lines. It transcends these barriers, and nobody do not want to identify it. See, people really don't want to identify the problem. People don't want to identify the source, the cause of it. I'm going to tell you what is the cause, because I do my research. There's been many books written down for the past 40 years that identify the source of male loneliness. The MGTOWs don't want you to know. These Manosphere channels, they don't want you to know. SBE don't want you to know, because they want you as a heterosexual man. The reason why MGTOW, the Manosphere, SBE, and all these other, they want you to be just as miserable as they are, so they can make money or make attention. The more lonely it's the male, the more attention and more eyeballs you give them on social media. But nonetheless, I'm gonna play this, and like again, I'm going to be careful here. I'm going to be careful. I'm gonna put this up here again. All right, I've got to put this up here again. So anyway, it's fair use here. Let's have at it.
And yourself.
Right.
You can never be who you were supposed to be, and they are always going to be better than you. And so when I look at all this stuff, that's why it's also important. That's why parasocial relationships are cool, but it's also important to actually meet and talk to people, because women like men for all kinds of weird reasons.
This is correct.
Like, I don't understand this shit. Like, a lot of times,
we don't either.
Like women like men for all kinds of weird reasons to be like, you fuck with that nigga? That's like, hey, leave him alone. Okay, he's a computer programmer. You don't fucking know. What do? You work at fucking Best Buy. He knows. Do you know MS?
I used to date a guy that wore purple contacts. He used to rob drug dealers for a living.
See, now, y'all think that I'm going to go after the men. Oh, and you're right. I am. You're right. I am. I am going to go after the men. However, let me do a little bit of shame, blame, and explain. This is, see, if you're going to SBE, you got to do it about the problem, not the person. Now, what she just did, and what she just said, what she just said is very problematic. She dated a drug dealer because he got purple, what I think was it, blue or purple contact lenses. Don't act like I'm being a simp and a white knight for Joy Taylor. She's a grown woman. All right? She's grown. You supposed to know better. What business of you being with a drug dealer, Joy? What business of you to be with a drug dealer? And this is a part of the reason why some men in her age group don't want to talk to women anymore, because you have all of this talent. All right, and I'm not talking about her looks, mind you. I'm not talking about her looks. She got all this talent. All right, the knowledgeable about sports, the knowledgeable about things she had, and so forth. But you gonna talk about, no, well, you know what? I'm kind of being unfair. I'm being unfair, y'all. I'm being a little bit unfair, because she became a sportscaster after this. So anyway, the point is, she got all this talent, but then you still going to lower yourself to the primal level. You're going to date based on the primal level, when we're living in the 20th and 21st centuries. We live in 2 centuries. For most of us who born in the late part of the 20th century and the early part of the 21st. So we know about technology. Why should a woman like you date somebody who's very primal? And drug dealers and thugs and gangsters operate in a primal position. Like I said, I'm not here to SBE her, but anyway, that's part of the reason why a lot of men are put off by certain women.
Joy.
But,
We
man,
got- me
in
and
my
you gotta have a
defense,
talk.
there was a time when if you didn't date a drug dealer, you really actually didn't even have a boyfriend. Like,
Now see what I'm saying? Now it's a bunch
we
of
were programs. I blame Destiny's Child Soldier. All right, it
See?
wasn't even my.
Now I'm glad though she said it. Oh yes, I'm glad though she went ahead and said it. Right. I have that song by Destiny Child that was made about 2004, 2005 or so. I forgot the name of the song. That song itself is very problematic. I need a Doug. I need a soldier. Now there's a lot of I think it's that third verse in that song that was very problematic. And then we want to know why men are acting the same way. Well, hold on. So young men are told two different messages, right? In order to get the baddie, one must sink down to his primal level of that of a caveman, that of a Neanderthal, that of somebody who's a troglodyte. To go down to that far to level of troglodyte to attain the attention of that beautiful women or access to beauty. And this is the reason why, these two conflicting messages that young boys are receiving is very problematic. And it does feed into male loneliness. But as I'm saying again, it's not all women's fault. See, unlike the MGTOWs, unlike the SYSBM, unlike the Manosphere, and unlike these stupid ass red pill fools, I'm not going to put all this on women because it's not really women's problems. This is bigger than men and women. But anyway, let me continue.
My fault.
But look, but see, even that right there. Do you know how many guys that was outside, like, hey, Joy, you want to come over and do trigonometry? Hell no. I'm hanging out with Jody tonight. You got a Sebring, Chrysler Sebring. You know what I mean? He got the and then now that guy is scarred. You know what I mean? Because his self-worth is about something other than himself. Now, put you like this. There's something else that my dad would also tell me other things about women. And he was very
now let me provide, all right. Let me provide a little bit of a pushback. What's going on, Dante? What's going on with you? Let me provide a little bit of a pushback. That's not always true. There are some guys who are nerds. There's some guys who are knowledgeable about things, getting sex based upon his intelligence or his wisdom or the things that he know or the resources that he have at his disposal. So let me be fair. See, again, unlike the pink pill, unlike the these blue pill simps, I'm gonna be fair about this. All right, I'm gonna be fair. Some women are attracted to nerds. Some women are attracted to guys who have resources that's not really picked up on until later in life. Again, yeah. So yeah. So let's again, I'm being fair with this. Let's keep it moving.
radical about, to me at least, about.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adam Ferrari.
Okay, and I gotta apologize for all these ads. Let me go ahead and play it anyway.
And I'm here to announce.
I don't care. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, let's skip all that. Let's skip all
He
that.
wanted a woman.
Now, let's put this back up. Let's put this back up. Okay? Let's put this back up.
Woman to choose me for me. Like he wanted me to know that I did not have a right to women. That you have to have your shit together. My dad would be like, son, I was all mad about a girl. He said he's got a couple of good one-liners. I was all upset about a girl, like a girl I was with had gone with this other guy. My dad went, son, let me tell you something. You can't control these little gals that you're dating. You gotta remember something. It's not your pussy, it's your turn.
Good line, man.
It's a great line.
It's not a good advice.
And this is what Joy don't seem to understand. I think is it a good line? It's not a perfect line, right? But the beginning part of the line is true. It's not yours. See, I guess Joy, and I'm going to surmise, so I don't know. I'm assuming Joy was paying attention close to the last part of the line. It's the first part of the line that should be more important. Men need to stop acting like they deserve, because you are born a man means that sex should be attained, because you should have sex because you just happen to be a man. Just because you breathing air and walking on this solid ground we call earth, you think that you just deserve vagina, pussy, whatever the case may be, because you happen to be a man. It happened to be breathing. No. And this is a problem, especially in America, especially in the Black society. In Black society, we always taught sex. Some of these conversations is so leaned on towards sex all the time. Not about gathering resources, gathering some type of morals, or some type of conduct. Is always surrounding itself about sex all the time. And this is a problem, especially between Black men. And that part of the culture that needs to stop. But anyway, let's keep it going.
It's great advice.
That's not good advice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I love you, and by proximity, your father. But that's not good advice.
That's feminist. See, this is the problem.
That's
feminist. My dad was one of the great feminists.
If we treat men like that,
that's feminist.
If we treat men like that. Hold on.
Wait.
If we start talking about men like that,
I don't care.
Actually, y'all are starting to talk about men like that. But for me, I really don't care, because for me, I don't care because I'm not trying to have sex with any of y'all. And second of all, I'm after one thing and one thing only. In this part of life, I'm after one thing and one thing only, and it's a P word, and it has nothing to do with sex. I want that P word. And I will attain that P word in 2026. So I can make things right again. Because you Negroes, I gotta go over y'all Negroes' heads, because some of y'all want to write books and grift. No, we going to make things right. And I are gonna make things right. And I'm saying I, because whoever want to join me in it. Otherwise, though, don't waste my time. All right? I mean what I said. Anyway, let's keep it going.
That's feminist. Let me tell you why I stand on that being feminist.
Okay, I'm here.
That's feminist, because what my dad is essentially telling me in that situation is she's not your property. Don't own her.
Oh, that's good. All right, you got me back.
Like, you don't own her. Sure, have
Facts.
your feelings and have your jealousy, but if you go out there and you fighting somebody over the fact that a woman has made a decision to be with somebody else, if you're mean to her, if you're mean to him, you're lame. Pick yourself up and go have another turn. And he told me, he goes, hopefully you meet one of these little gals. Because, I was awkward. He goes, son, there's going to be a girl one day. When you watch Star Wars, he's like, it's going to be a girl one day that watch Star Wars with you. Don't worry about it. It might not happen for a long time. But it's going to be a girl one day that watch Star Wars with you. She's going to like you so much, she's not even going to care. She's going to be like, come on, Van, let's watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so to me, he would say stuff like that all the time.
Mhm.
And to me, I'm like, you know what? He's right. He's right.
You want me back? You lost me for a second, but you got me back.
I'm glad though he told what was really was about. Anyways, keep it moving.
You know why? Because this is important.
It's a little brash.
It's the speech.
Yeah.
See, he didn't mince words. He also told me one time, he goes, I was trying to do this for a girl and trying to get the whole thing. He goes, let me tell you something, son. If a woman really wants to fuck you, you gotta talk her out of it, not into it. That's facts.
Walk me through that one.
If a woman wants you,
Yeah.
if she actually is into you, if the vibe is there, you literally have to fuck that up.
And and he's right about that for the most part. He's right about that for the most part. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Have to fuck it up. Like, women choose, and they are very connected to men for all kinds of reasons. You have to choose it. There's nothing that you can really say, or there's nothing that you should try to say to talk a woman into your bed.
See, and the thing is, and oh man, she looked good right here. No. I gotta put this down. She looking good right there. My God, you're looking beautiful right there, baby. But anyway, let me start being thirsty and let me drink me some water real quick, right? He's right, because see, women, I'm gonna say this right now, women want sex just as men, if not more, than men. Women want sex just as much, if not more, than men. Been saying that for years, but people don't understand why women. There is a reason why women want to look at other attributes. For the most part, women want to know more. Want more than just the D, because she's the one that's going to have to. There's a potential of her carrying your, and I hate to use this term, seed. She's carrying the potential child. Should you and her get into a sexual union, that's the only thing that's slowing women down when it comes to giving up the proverbial box, if you will. Women want to know more attributes about men than we do for women, and you know what? And this is why men have fucked up. That's why men come on YouTube and say dumb shit like her education means nothing, or women should not lead in with their degrees, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna talk about that later on. How does that also feeds into male loneliness? Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Okay.
His thing was, that's what weaklings do. Weaklings pressure women. Weaklings try to talk when weaklings lie about stuff.
So you have to be unbothered.
What you have to remember is that the vibe is the most important thing. The most important thing is to be yourself and give whatever lady that you're talking to, like, the opportunity to want to be with you.
Right. And this is the problem with the red pill community. Have you ever asked, see, there is a question I would like to ask the MGTOWs, the MRAs, these incels, these rim bros, incel, red pill incel, manosphere, no good suckers, right? I really want, I hate using that term, but I'm using that term because I'm pointing my finger at somebody who needs that work, right? I want to know, what makes you, if all these women are no good, quote unquote, bitches, right? What makes you a good man? I would like to ask the AJ and Scene Reds of the world, what makes you a good man? I like to ask the Tommies and the Ascidians, the Beans of the world, the Izzies of the world, the Roger Reports of the world. What makes y'all a good man? If all these black women or women in general, if all these women are a bunch of hoes and bitches and such and such and such and such, what makes you a good man? I want somebody to ask that question to any of these men. Would you, as a man, allow your sister, your daughter, your mother, your auntie, date any of these Negroes you on panels with? See, that's the question that needs to be asked.
Now, if you don't do that, if you tell a bunch of lies, if you try to come with the one-liners, if you try to come, more than likely, you're going to fuck everything up. You're doing too much. Be yourself, be who you are. It's a tough lesson to learn.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like your dad overall set you up for success.
He was a very handsome man, so a lot of these things came easy to him.
Yes, I'm saying, like, but that's important.
And you know, a part of that, right? A part of that, I'm going to have to say is, it's that damn TV. We allow our culture, our media, right? Our pop culture. We allow pop culture to dictate to us on how to talk to the opposite sex and things that we need to expect from the opposite sex. Now, men are told, I got to speak like Sean Connery. I'm talking to you white boys. We got to speak like Sean Connery and Roger Moore from a James Bond movie with those one-liners. Oh, we got to talk like Richard Roundtree. I'm talking for us black men. We got to talk like Richard Roundtree from Shaft, and we got to sit here and try to how we going to back down these bitches. Y'all's words, not mine. He says again, your words, not mine. I don't go around call all women bitches, all right, or call women out of their names like that, unless you want one or two idiots who want to do this portrayal. But anyway, that's a whole other story, right? But anyway, let's keep it moving. Pop culture is part of the problem.
And though, because men who don't get pussy act a certain way. That's why he was talking to you like that. Now, granted, you were 16 years old, so, you know, wherever you lie on that part of the pressuring and the appropriate time.
He
for
also
that
had many extramarital hoes and all these kids. So,
right. Well,
so
fine.
I
Okay.
realized so after he died, he had them.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, it's your family. I won't judge.
You're uncomfortable with that, you know?
No, I'm not. What the fuck? Look, we're not getting into all of that. Okay. People be fucking. All right.
Too personal.
It is. It's fine. People be fucking. They do that.
I still love my dad. You know,
exactly.
I met his.
You know what? When she said that word, people be fucking, right? I have a song, right? I have a parody song for people like Edward Anderson. You know, people be fucking. I got some Vaseline. I'm in my car. I can't. I'm getting my frustrations. Oh, you know what? You know what? We'll do that for another video. By the way, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do a video a parody video for Edward Anderson. Let's keep it moving.
My dad's daughter went into the message board of one of my podcasts and was like, I think I'm Van's sister.
I think you told.
Like some crazy
Van,
shit.
I have 4 half siblings.
Yeah, one of the niggas unblockable.
Yes.
Can't be blocked.
Can't be blocked.
Light skin. How did that work? He's one of the.
They hated it. They hated it.
He was too handsome to rush the passer.
They hated it. He was a Neutrogena model.
Do you know if I was like
he was before his time?
If I was like a 6'5" offensive lineman from fucking Tuscaloosa, and Jason Taylor was whipping my ass all day long, I would feel so fucking played.
They hated it.
I'd be like, why don't you go to the beach, nigga?
They hated it.
What you on right now?
Many times, players that have played against him tell me that they hated that about him.
He out there swim moving you, and then fucking going to Ocean Drive. I don't know. I see it all the time. I'm like, there are other guys I feel like this too. It's like
Yeah, you're talking about Jason Taylor. I'm about to look. I heard of him. Okay, Okay. All right.
Way.
It was very unfair. No, but I think that men that don't get pussy are very obvious. And there's a lot of non-pussy getting men out here pretending that it's women's fault that they don't get pussy. But the reality is they have convinced themselves that because they see so much beauty, or they see so many women that they feel they should have access to, whether it's on social media or reality television or movies, whatever it is, we're so overstimulated that they believe they should have access to like the princess because they can see the princess and follow.
And that's the problem right there. See, we allowed, just like I said earlier, we allowed popular culture to dictate, to raise us into believing what we deserve. You know, a lot of people fell victim to what we think that we deserve when we don't deserve that type of woman or that type of object or that type of whatever object there is or whatever person that is or whatever it is. You don't deserve that. And we allow, and because that we allow insecurity, because we want to what's the word? We want to compare ourselves to other people. And it's kind of like this, and I'm glad though I brought this up. That there was a quote. There was a quote by somebody he was talking about Hollywood. He said, the reason why we struggle with insecurity because we're too busy judging ourselves by somebody else's highlight reel. We don't know what goes on in behind the scenes with somebody else. We're judging our insecurities with somebody else's highlight reel. Black men, because we up in here, we in this space, black men, the black people in general, are judging our struggles and our insecurity to the white man's highlight reel or white people's highlight reel, not understanding the struggle, what's behind the white man's or white people's closed doors. And that's why a lot of you idiots come online and make these stupid videos about, well, the black man ain't shit, or the white man got it all, and black women ain't shit. Therefore, though, I'm gonna go get me a white woman, go get me a Becky. That's how some of you idiots online sound. Like, again, we need to change popular culture, and we also need to change the education system. We need to save the education system for Donald Trump and MAGA. But anyway, that's for a whole. I'm gonna talk about that later on. Anyway, let's keep going.
Follow her on social media and send her DMs.
Women believe the same thing, though.
Right, but women can do things men can't do.
Like what?
Like fuck a prince.
Okay. But men
need other things in order to do that.
Right. But that's why men then try to accrue those things. They try to acquire.
Right. But I'm saying let's just focus on the men that doesn't have those things. Okay. Let's focus on this guy. Right. And if you're this guy, I'm talking to you for a very specific reason.
Yeah. She's talking to the incels. She's talking to the SYSBM guys. She's talking to MGTOW. She's talking to people who like to do this thing that many of us on YouTube called, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Those who come on YouTube to do what? Shame, blame, and explain. All right, and that's what we on. But anyway, but there's something she's about to say. I want to talk about.
I feel like there's a great deal of society that's convinced all men, right, that they should have the most beautiful, like non-accessible women on the planet.
But they've
from their grandmother's basement.
I know, but they have convinced those men of so many other things too. Remember when you said you wanted to be the trillionaire?
Yeah.
They've convinced those men, a lot of those men, to vote for the interests of those billionaires.
Correct.
In hopes that they will one day be them. So there are so many different things that those, but yeah,
I don't think it's a singular thing that has caused them to be incels.
Right.
But
You know what? Let's talk about this. See, this is where I got to go off on this, right? This is where I got to go off on this. I'm gonna explain this straight up. The people who voted these Manosphere, MGTOW, red pill, incels, whatever you call them, right? The red pill community, right? The reason why they voted for Donald Trump, right, for the last year's election, there's this idea, right, to return to 1945. There's this idea to, you know, and let me express this about 1945. This is the beginning where Grandpa, and I'm using Thai City's point here. I'm using Thai City's point. You know, Grandpa, they want Grandpa's country back. In 1945 is when, quote unquote, Grandpa sold out Western society. Grandpa sold out Western society, and it's by a series of things, series of events from 1945 to 2005. Yes, from 1945 to 2005, Grandpa sold his country out, and it's by many issues. We split the atom in 1945. World War II ended. Women did not go back into the workforce. Women stayed into the workforce. The Western powers start to decolonize Britain and France, especially decolonize Africa and Asia. United States had the civil rights movement that went on at the same time. Women's liberation started. The third wave of feminism started up in 1965, or at least, well, actually, third wave feminism actually started in 1948. But that there is a debate. But I'm gonna use the classical narrative that the third wave of feminism started up in 1964, 665, with the Ledbetter Act and all that. You know, and so all of these issues occurred, and women evolved. Women took the initiative that's had been avoiding them far too long, and they took the initiative. They took whatever educational economic, financial routes to get out of there, so they can be dependent on herself rather than her being dependent on some guy. Also in 1945, because we split the atom, 15 men with shovels cannot beat two scientists, physicists splitting the atom. 15 men versus 2 men, and 15 men with coal shovels cannot outcomplete 2 men splitting an atom. So men no longer economically is being depended on. And because men, he's no longer dependent on, because his income take care of the whole entire household. Therefore, the woman have to be working as well. That's why you got two. That's why today we no longer have to have, you know, there's no one income house. There be 2 or 3 incomes for that household. And this is why men today who are in the red pill community can't understand why women are up here and why you are down here where you at. Women evolve, men did not. Let me repeat that again for y'all slow people in the back. Women Since 1945, women evolved. Men's stayed the same. And that's why some of y'all believe coming on this YouTube and coming on social media trying to shame, blame, and explain. Why said technology won't America go backwards to 1945? The world is moving forward. Yes. They want America to go backwards to 1945. The Manosphere, MGTOW, SYSBM. If you listen to these idiots talk online, you listen to these clowns, right? If you listen to these clowns talk, they always tell you, oh, back then, using terms like modern women or modern men. What do modern women mean? Can you define the terms? What is modern and what does modern women mean? Oh, that means they're letting you know, because Kevin Samuels told y'all, and Kevin Samuels got that phrase from an episode of Sanford and Son, when Fred was telling what's Fred's son? Fred Sanford's son, Lamont. He was telling Lamont about women's lib and those modern women. That's where Kevin Samuels got that phrase, modern women. And a lot of you dumb idiots who never was born in the 1970s, let it know born in the 1980s, y'all repeat that garbage. Y'all know nothing, yet though you Negroes are talking. They want to go back to 1945. And yes, they willing to burn down the whole house. They'd rather destroy America. They'd rather destroy the black community, because if you listen to the SYSBM community, they're talking about let the black community burn. They rather let the community burn because they want to go back to 1945, where where everybody had less rights and less freedoms, because they're mad at her, this particular woman at the screen, who they can't get next to. Uh-oh, what happened? Uh-oh, what happened? What happened, y'all? Oh. Something just happened. Something weird just... Am I still on? Okay, good. I don't know. What happened? What happened? Anyway, let's keep it moving then.
What I think is particularly dangerous when it comes to the dynamic between men and women is, and I do think that pussy has a great deal to do with this.
Yeah.
These men have convinced themselves that they should have women that in any point in the history of time they would never have access to. Like you were always this guy, and you could not walk into the King of the Vikings fucking setup at Kattegat and say, I'm going to marry your daughter. They would take you outside and do the blood eagle for having the fucking audacity to say that you were going to take, I love that show. Yeah. That you were going to take the fucking princess. You don't get to fuck the princess. Yeah. Matter of fact, don't even fucking look at the princess. You keep your head down and you fucking don't even look at her. Right. But now that same guy who's never slain another warrior and doesn't have the fucking, Viking ring. Yeah. Just never put blood on his face. Doesn't think he should fuck the princess, thinks the princess should die because the princess won't look at him.
Right.
And that's how these incels are, right? That's how these weird incel types are. Well, she don't like me, well, therefore, though she can, it's kind of like, listen to Obsidian. And I wish I had this queued up. With Obsidian. Alan Roger Curry was talking to Obsidian, and Obsidian talking about black women, especially. He said black women. You know what? I'm gonna put the link of that in the description box, and I'm going to timestamp it in the description box later on after this live stream. It should be the third link. But anyway, Obsidian said black women that he should have the ability, because black women did not give him any time of day, he should walk over a black woman's broken, bloody body, because they refused to give him any type of day, because black women are supposed to give him the access to sex. And I'll put that in the link, The third link in the description box is link number 3 with the timestamp. Because, yeah, the truth matters, not your opinion. Let's keep it moving.
But what I'm saying is, I agree with you. What I'm saying is, so two things. One, social media has exacerbated this from everyone. I talked to an old groupie one time, and she was mad at the new groupies, and she was mad at the new groupies. She goes, back in my day, if I wanted to fuck Jermaine Jackson from the Jackson 5,
You had to work for it.
I had to work for it. I had to put some effort into it, right? Or I had to be lucky. The Jackson 5 had to be coming through town. And even when the Jackson 5 came through town, I had to fight my way up there.
Okay, let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the first thing. That was like two minutes before this. Now, this idea about social media is exacerbating. And this is the reason why I am for Google. Since Google propped up Anton Daniels, Google propped up Tommy Sotomayor, Google propped up Fresh and Fit, Google propped up Rollo Tomasi, Google propped up, Sandman. And because these ideologies, the ideologies that they spew is on a basis of, okay, we're gonna put women, we put one favoring the idea of putting one group of a population under another group and try to dismiss them as troublesome bitches. Therefore, I think though Google violated its own terms of service and it's not honoring its own terms of service and its community guidelines, because Fresh and Fit, Anton, Tommy, the Black Manosphere, so on, the MGTOWs, they practice hate speech against women in general, and they expect women to be sexual slaves, and then these big wigs make money off the pain and suffering and the loneliness of young men, while at the same time trying to victimize the women who they like to dogpile upon. That's why I said Google need to be breaking down to 1,000 different pieces. And I am totally for that.
I had to wait. I had to do all of that. She's like, it's not like I could just...
And still not get shows.
Right. It's not like I could just DM him and send him 15 pictures and videos and then he would choose me. Like, that's different. That's lazy. So everything has changed. More than anything, the way that we lose has changed. Now,
I let AI plan my life.
Yeah, the rules did a change, but we also need to create a better solution to the changing world. And I have these solutions. I believe I have these solutions.
Loans, a PPP loan is not, when everybody was scamming the loans, it's not just a means to get some bread. It's a means to get everything. It's a means to get the belt you need. It's a means to get the thing that you need. It's a means to get your followers up. And all of that means everything else comes with it. But the people on the other side of that lose, that don't have what it's necessary to compete, they lose hard. They lose to a point to where the win has been changed so much that those guys don't have anybody to fuck. Now I'm gonna ask you a question.
But they do.
But they don't think that they do.
That's their fucking fault.
It's
right. It is their fault. It is the incels' fault. It is MGTOW's fault. It is SYSBM's fault. It is the Black Manosphere's fault. It is the MRA's fault. Let me tell you why it's their fault. And it's not child support laws. It's not, some of you idiots talking about child support laws. Some of y'all only paying, most people pay no more than $200 a month. Most of y'all ain't paying over $200 a month for child support. Stop the cap. Some of y'all are paying $50. Y'all ain't no big wigs with money. Stop the cap.
But let me ask you a question about the incels. Do you think the incels, do you Do you care about the loneliness of the incel?
I think that male loneliness is a massive fucking problem.
Okay, so
I think non-pussy getting male lonelies are deteriorating society. Yes,
how
I think
do
it is
we
a
fix
massive
it?
problem.
What do you think the fix
One,
is?
I think we should legalize prostitution.
Okay.
I have been standing on this for decades, and I think that prostitution should be legalized.
Okay.
They will never do this, but that I think would be a massive solve.
I disagree with that. I really do. I disagree with the concept of legalizing prostitutes. And the reason why I'm saying it is because, first of all, it won't work, because I'm gonna tell you why it don't work. But I'm gonna tell you why it shouldn't work. It wouldn't work because OnlyFans has got rid of the pimp. OnlyFans and Fans Only and what's that other website I forgot the name of, that's kind of like OnlyFans. It got rid of the middleman. So the middleman is cut out. So therefore women are not going to be out on the street and be in terror, right? She won't be in terror of the possibility of danger if she's out on the street. And prostitution as itself, right, it's not going to solve it, because the idea of the incel, and I'm only talking about the incels here, the incels want sex that comes along with the companionship. They want sex where they want the sexual attraction to be legitimate. They want the sexual reaction, sexual interaction to be on the basis of she likes me for me. She wants sex with me because of me, nothing transactional. They don't want transactional sex, right? That's what the incels. Like I said, I'm being fair. I'm being fair with this. Again, I'm being fair. They want sex that's outside of monetary transactions or transactions, period. They want it based upon a mutual feeling. So let's judge. So if we're going to talk about incels, let's be honest about the incel community.
Massive solve. Okay.
One
is okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Ask follow-ups.
No. Follow up is what, because that's a temporary loneliness fix, although it's effective. What would be a long-term fix to bringing people back together? What do you think?
Okay, so and many people will have some retorts to this. Of course, it's not a simple solve, but I believe that straight male biology, and particularly men who have this sort of anger, is because they don't get physical intimacy, right? But they have convinced themselves the type of physical intimacy they would like is their favorite porn star or favorite OnlyFans girl or this unattainable beauty on Instagram who is never ever 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 going to fuck you or meet you or talk to you ever. So they don't look for the physical intimacy that is around them. They don't go outside of their home. They don't go down to the local library. They don't go to their local bar. They don't go join a social group in order to meet people, because they feel that this fucking beautiful 10 whatever is going to walk through their fucking front door and
okay, wait a minute, hold on. I'll be right back. Give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Let me play some music. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Hey, yeah, I have to pay a water bill. Uh, anyway, where was I at? About these solutions, right? Uh, who is this? Who is talking about whatever? Anyway, um, let's talk about the solutions part. Real talk. You know, I'm gonna play some more of what she got to say.
Suck their dick, and that's never going to happen. But they sit there scolding like, hey, in the DMs, and they believe then that the women are not responding to them because of feminism.
Wait a minute. So are you telling me that when the pizza guy shows up to the door?
Yeah, I don't suck his dick, actually.
I mean, that's not real. That doesn't happen.
No. I know the setups and porns are insane.
But
I wouldn't say that, because being a plumber, at one time I was being a plumber, and you'd be surprised on how women try to come after plumbers or people who do their lawns, you know, your landscapists. Yeah, if you want some easy pussy, men, you might want, instead of y'all want to be nerds, be some electrician, be a plumber, be a landscapist. And I'm telling you, there are some women who might give up the box to you, okay, just by looking at you. All right. I'm just telling you right off the riff. I mean, if you really want some free sex, you might be going to do somebody's house. They might give it up to you. You might catch that once in a blue moon. So let y'all know. Yes, how about y'all go touch some grass? You know, stop being in the computer trying to do. Be like Edward Anderson and do the whole SBE in y'all's car and go touch some grass and, you know, get your job, a blue collar job, when there's access to women, and you might be surprised at what you might end up with. I'm just saying, let's keep it moving.
You buffer pass.
But I
Oh,
do you buffer pass or not?
Well, I buy porn, so I don't. I'm a porn buyer, so I don't. So like it, I get.
So you have to get your money.
I get my shit in the top quality, like because I'm actually supporting. Yeah. Like I get my shit.
You want it clear?
Yeah, I don't want to fucking y'all niggas. I don't understand how y'all niggas. Y'all niggas want fucking spyware on y'all computers and all of that stuff like that.
It's a lot.
I watch the BTS. I watch the behind the scenes. I want to know.
Watch the interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? So anyway, right? Anyway, let me put this banner up because I'm running to ads again. And let's talk about these solutions. And I'm gonna tell you what are these solutions, right? These solutions is not the solutions of it is not to bring back prostitution. No. The solutions is simple, right? The solutions is simple. The solution is bring back the New Deal. Big J, what are you talking about? Well, I have a plan. I have a plan to solve the red pill community. I have a plan to destroy the red pill. Destroying the red pill community is not just destroying the social media platforms. That's not the entire solution. The entire solution is not just introducing like with Joy Taylor saying, well, if we bring back prostitution. No. Let me tell you how to get rid of the red pill community. You got to bring back the New Deal programs. Back in the late 1930s, Roosevelt and his administration created something called the TWA. The TWA had men doing projects around America, unemployed men, men who are unemployed, men who are boys who are not really doing well in their own communities. They be drafted into these work programs to build dams, to build reservoirs, to build so that they can get the education, the much needed education of engineering and other things hands on without being inside of a classroom. The second thing that needs to happen. Oh, and also I'll put in what Dwight Eisenhower did in 1954 when he created the the National Highway System Act, 1954, when a bunch of young men was drafted, quote unquote, or wasn't drafted. What's the word? It recruited to be part of public works in building the transportation system, as in the United States highway system. If you look at the numbers, the crimes post World War II was up. The crimes after World War II was up, but because of the when I say crime, I'm talking about juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency died in 1954 when he had the highway system created, and young men joined the highway system, been promising money, and a lot of these men, a lot of them, especially mainly those who are white, had a stable future and with stable homes and families as a result of that, because they gained the skills and resources. My idea is when it comes to boys and men, and I'm gonna add on to my solution to the Manosphere and my solution to the SYSBM and the MGTOWs and the Incels. If you are in Boy Scouts, your parents should get a tax incentives and tax breaks. If you're a part of any other group that help other people out, you should get tax exemptions. That will force you idiots from getting behind that computer and try to SBE women up on the streets. I'm gonna say it's another thing that if I was president, right, and you're right. Yeah, the problem and that's another thing. Why? No. Why high? Why high said jobs corps is still around, not average, and that's the point too. You're right. Jobs corps still exists, right? But the jobs corps is not like the public work commission. The jobs corps is the budget of the jobs corps versus that of the public works administration. See, I'll bring back. I'll make jobs corps bigger than what it is, and do a lot of recruiting, do a lot of advertisement, and gear it towards young boys. It will stop these idiots from getting online, blaming their life problems on some girl that he's not capable of trying to, that he can't even keep himself. Another thing, if I would have done right, if I had the P word, and that P word, it starts with a P, ends with an R. If I had that PR word, right, I'll breaking up Google. I'll break up Facebook, because they make money off the pain of young men, young boys. That's one thing. If I had the power, I let that word out, huh? If I had the power, and I want that power, I want that power to do that shit. I want the authority to do that shit. Because we're making young boys as miserable and with mental. And I'm gonna say another thing while we on this. We got to introduce mental health hospitals. Because of Ronald Reagan, we no longer have mental health hospitals in America anymore. We need to reintroduce the mental health wards in American society, because we have people coming online, just blaming women and everything else. We need to bring that back and have some of these idiots committed. Yeah, I said it. I want that power to do it, and that's why I jumped off the cliff. And I mean that I jumped off the cliff, that proverbial cliff, because I want to see that happen. We got clean. We got to make things right again. All right. But anyway, let me go ahead and play some of this, because I'm in the middle of an ad here. And I refuse to get the ad free thing. Anyway, because people deserve AdSense.
It's like flash, 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 and it's back to her talking.
No.
What's the point?
No, I want to know. Hi, my name is Candace. I'm from Rialto. Well, anyway,
we have derailed. The point is, I think intimacy is a big problem. I think men not having sex is a big problem.
But this is my
and the confidence that comes from not having physical intimacy, not having the ability to have sex, turns them into these raging psychopaths that then blame feminism and women running for presidents as the reason why society is deteriorating. And then they go out and vote as such in favor of trillionaires who wouldn't give a fuck if they had their last breath halfway through this podcast.
You are not wrong in terms of how the lack of access to affection, how it feels, it's isolating and all that. I get it. This is my fix to it. It's very simple. My fix to it is for us to think about how we are reorienting society. Like, for example, all of the kids that I work with and all of that stuff, they're always talking about how hard it is to date, but they're also talking about all the places that they don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be in their cribs.
Right.
They want to be in their houses. They want to do all their work on Zoom. Can this have been done in an email? No, you need to talk to people, because the more conversations you have with people and the more that you're around people, the more the walls between you and them fall down.
Couldn't agree more.
And you're able to build common interests and attractions with people,
with human beings. Don't you think that's why you have great conversations in strip clubs?
Well, you have great conversations in strip clubs because strip clubs are, well, number one,
strippers, great conversationalists.
Yeah, but that's also because they just know.
Yeah, of course.
They know how to do it.
Right.
Right.
When it comes to strippers, right? You know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up on myself. I don't want to tell on myself. Shut up. Keep it moving.
Well, that's also for a monetary gain.
Sure, but that's what makes them great conversationalists.
Fair enough.
I think that I totally agree. And I think that when I was watching some clip the other day on social about, I'm going to butcher it, but basically the point of the story that this guy was telling was that he was with someone that he totally disagreed with politically. And otherwise they would have hated each other. And they ended up getting stuck together for hours on end, had a great conversation. And in the end, they found a lot of common ground.
I'm gonna end it right there. For especially on this side of it. I'm gonna end it right there. Yeah, that's where it's gonna. I'm gonna leave that alone. But that's the gist of my point. That if y'all really want to solve these problems, you gotta create policy. All right, you gotta create policy for it. So it is what it is. I put the link in the if some of you Negroes feel so feel so out of pocket what I just said, right? For the last hour and 14, 15 minutes, the hour, 15 minutes of this, you got a problem with what I just said, right? You can hit the link if you want, but understand, if you do hit the link, understand, you're going to respect me. I'm going to respect you. I want you to understand that. Now, if you decided to hit the link, you're going to respect me and I'm going to respect you. See, that's another thing too, about social media. It allows a lot of y'all to do some flippant ass statements to one another. No, and thinking though other people are not going to cross state lines. Now, I may not have the money to cross state lines for some of y'all, but I do have the resources to make sure your ass is legally hit. All right. I do have the assets. I may not have no liquid money, but I do have the assets to make sure your ass get touched legally. And I'm not playing with you. Me interview. So, like again, the link is right here. But I think though, I'm gonna be safe to say nobody's gonna hit this link though, by the way. Because I know how some of y'all really want to go down. Because this is my channel. This is not Brown Ellie's channel. This is not Taylor's channel. This is not Bomb's channel or Sherrod's channel or anybody else's channel. Because you know I don't play this bullshit over here. I make you act right over here. I make you talk right over here. You talking fresh, you get your ass up and out of here. This is how I work over here. I don't put up with you Negroes and y'all's bullshit. Anyway, since nobody gonna hit the link, and I'm not begging for y'all hit the link, but anyway, that's all I gotta say for the night. I might go live in the morning because I gotta drag this manosphere nut by the name of AJ Seen Red. I'm gonna dissect and deconstruct this idiot. And like I said, 2026 is coming, and I have jumped off the cliff. So take that hint as you will. And I'm out of here. Like, share, subscribe, donate if you want. It doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you to the 12 people that's watching me. Congratulations. Anyway, I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.